All right, welcome back to the Vault Report here once again with Bryant head coach Phil Martelli Jr. Appreciate the time as always. Bulldogs 12 and 7 overall, 4 and 0 in conference play after their win at Albany. I want to talk about that first before we move on, obviously, to this week. But just in that Albany game, I mean, you guys obviously got off to a very strong start. What did you like in terms of how you guys have been prepared from the tip, especially on the road?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, that was a different week because of having the bye on Thursday. Um, so we went at it a little bit different, did a skill day Monday, a practice day Tuesday. We were off on Wednesday. Um, and Wednesday with the day off, we were 100% on guys coming in and just getting extra shots. And, for 100% of guys to come in and do that told me, all right, this team's, they're locked in. And then we had a good day Thursday, good day Friday, and our energy and our focus and our energy was good from the start of that game. Defensively we were all over the place to start and got us out in transition, which got us a big lead early. And that's kind of who we are and who we have to be. When we're locked in on that end and we're making plays, we can get out. We're blocking shots, we're stealing the ball, we're doing those things that disrupt offenses in the half court, and then gets us out in transition where we're pretty dangerous.
And talking about, dangerous, making plays. Obviously, Timberlake, he had a career high there. I think this is his third time America East Player of the Week. And we've talked about obviously at length the strides that he has taken, how comfortable he is, obviously with you guys, but also on the floor. You look at him and Gross Bullock, and I know they're, I believe, childhood friends. They played when they were younger, from the same area, from the DMV. Just how they're able to, right? Two guys again who can put it up. I would say two guys that, they could be players of the year in the conference. I know they're not thinking about that, you're not, but just the way that they have been able to feed off each other. What's impressed you most just about their performance, not just in this game, but this season overall?
Well, we got a lot of weapons, and Earl became uh, the fifth guy this year that hit a career high, and we've been really close. And I think they're all 28 or more, um, in those games. Raph had it against Towson. Connor had 32, I think, against Stony Brook. Daniel had it. He had 28 against um, New Hampshire. Obviously Sharif had 41 against UMBC. So, to have that many weapons and have those guys, and then that's not to mention, obviously Doug Eddard off the bench, Tyler Brailsford, who's been, really solid for us all year long, and then Miles Latimer, who's been in and out with injury, but is a dynamic player. Um, to have that many guys, that you can rely on is huge. And Earl's been kind of the guy all year long that's kind of kept it all together. He keeps that glue, keeps that thing tight. So he's really been that guy. Asked him to do, we've talked about it before, you and I, like I ask him to do everything, and it's like just when I feel like, all right, I'm not going to ask you to do anything else, then there's something else I go, hey, by the way, could you do this for me? So he is that guy. And certainly him and Sharif, their bond has been really strong. But that's been from the get-go. They know each other a long time. Really, where Earl's value comes is, him and Daniel Rivera have created a really strong bond. Him and Connor Withers have created a really strong bond. And I do think that Earl is the guy that kind of bonds all those other guys together, and has kind of formed this nucleus for us, and he's really the center of that kind of everything kind of, gravitates to. Um, and yeah, I mean, he's just, he's a guy that, when there's consistency, he brings it, like he just finds a way to bring it every day in practice. And he's the same guy every day. He works the same way. He really treats it like a pro, whether it's taking care of his body, whether it's getting extra work in, whether it's film, whether it's studying, he knows it all. So, I'm really pleased with obviously his growth, this year, but, the growth of the team and all those other guys as well.
Absolutely. And that kind of led into my next question in terms of, you talked about him being the glue, being the center, and just center. I know we're more into a positionless, type of basketball, in this day and age, but You look at Rivera. We've talked about Timberlake, but just and defensively, here's a guy, and he has put up great offensive numbers, rebound numbers. I believe he had 4 steals though in this last game. The blocks, we've talked about his blocks, where he is nationally with that. Just the impact and having a guy like Rivera, right? Who again, this is his first, full year of college. After obviously played a year, JUCO was hurt. What he's able to do. How much has that surprised you? Maybe I know you've seen him obviously every day in practice, but his performance specifically on the defensive end and how that's allowed you guys to be successful.
Well, he's just one of those guys, and I saw it early on. Like he's just productive, and it's not always the cleanest. It's not always the textbook, uh, you know, whatever. Like sometimes he just does it. Like I don't even know if he knows he's doing it, but he just does it. And so yeah, I mean the way that he his defensive presence comes with just his energy and his activity, and he's flying all around doing all that. And then Connor and Earl, they've kind of been that same. They've all kind of been the same. Now Connor and Earl do it more. They do it more from probably like an IQ standpoint and kind of seeing plays before they happen. Where Daniel's just such a dynamic athlete, he just reacts to things. He's got such long arms. He's deceptively long, and you see that like when he blocks jump shots. We used to talk about that with Paul Elijahs. Paul Elijahs was one of the best shot blockers in the country for us a couple years ago. And he just had these long arms and he had this explosive jump that would catch you out of nowhere. Daniel does the same thing. There have been much bigger guys, going at him in the post that all of a sudden, like, he blocks it like he's Akeem Olajuwon. Like he like, and you could see like the guy looking, going like, wait, this dude just blocked my shot like that. And they, he does it over and over again. And, him, Connor, and Earl have kind of done it, throughout. And that's really, it's really been the linchpin of our defense, to be honest with you, is that those guys, their activity, blocking shots and stealing the ball, because they've had just as many, strip steals in the paint or, getting guys on the perimeter. There threw a bunch of post passes the other day. Connor got a couple of them. Daniel gets one. So, they've just been super active and kind of, helped us, eliminate any mistakes on that end.
The week coming up. And I'm not even gonna, I'm only gonna ask about the first game because I know, there's no point in looking forward. With that being
Yeah,
said,
that's all we're talking about. We're
all we're
only talking
talking,
about Thursday. So,
and so you look at that, right? You look at this game upcoming again, another road game. You guys are, I believe, the only team in the American East with three road wins. So again, we talked about your fast starts. You've been successful. Just talk about outside of the wins and losses, though, where you guys are still trying to improve every day and what you guys need to do again to continue this success going into New Jersey.
yeah, I mean, I think there's another gear there. I was thinking about that. I can't remember if it was on the bus to Albany or back, but we have another level that we can get to. Now, whether we can get there or not remains to be seen. But I think there's another level with this team where we, eliminate some of the lapses on both offense and defense and start to really, really blend that together. And like the other night, it kind of happened. We're scoring the ball, and we kind of let up a little bit on defense. And to be an elite level team, you got to be able to, hey, we're scoring the ball, and we're stopping you. I think we can shoot the ball better. We're like 31 or 32% from three right now in conference play. I think we're a better shooting team than that. Now we've been at like 60% from two, which is tremendous. And we still want to get those twos, but obviously people are going to have to figure out, they guarding us on the 3-point line, they guarding us in the paint. So if they're guarding us in the paint, then we got to be able to make those shots from the outside. And I have full confidence. I mean, the shooters that we have, there's enough guys that could go off at any time between Sharif, Connor's proven it, Doug, Tyler, Miles, Rafael Pinzone's been very good all year. So, I have full confidence that, we could find another rhythm with that. We've done a good job taking care of the ball, which we've been asking for. So really it's just that, it's just kind of tweaking some little things here or there. And I continue to trust them on that offensive end and try to give them as much freedom, to make the right plays and make the right reads. As long as we continue to do that, and defend, then I like our chances night in and night out.
Listen, Coach, Appreciate it as always. Good luck, obviously, this week. Again, Bulldogs 4-0 in conference play, road game in New Jersey. Believe we have six road wins, one neutral. So you guys are, have won 7 away from home. So
Yep.
good luck with continued success, and appreciate it.
I appreciate it. And then the one thing I want to add is that, this is our, this week is Coaches versus Cancer Suits and Sneakers Week. So you'll see all the coaches wearing suits. We're going to, dust the suits off. I think a couple of guys in the office were worried that their suits weren't going to fit. I think mine will be fine, but, you never know until you put it on, I guess. But, we're going to ditch the golf pants and the pullovers this week, for a great cause. And we'll do that Thursday night at NJIT, and then Saturday against Vermont at home at 4:00. Will be our Coaches versus Cancer game. So, 2 great games, and one tremendous cause that affects all of us. So we'll be supporting that, and hope that everyone can come out and support along with us.
Absolutely. No, well said. It's amazing the work that has been done, through Coaches versus Cancer.
For
So
sure.
appreciate that. Well, again, best of luck, and have a great night. Thanks, Coach.